Nothing really comes to you from outside of you. Everything comes to you from within your own consciousness. Everything comes to you from within your own inner feeling about yourself. Not according to what others think and feel about you, but your experiences come to you. Your cursing or your blessing, your good or your evil, comes to you out of your own inner consciousness.
Think about us as the product of 3.5 billion years of evolution. I mean, we have struggled over all those billions of years to be alive and to match ourselves with reality. And so, because one of the things I've often wondered is, life is definitely difficult. There's no doubt about that. And it's unfair, and there's inequality and all of those things. And people are subject to all sorts of terrible things. But I also wonder, if you weren't actively striving to make things worse, just how much better could they be?
I have never seen anybody who did extraordinary feats that didn't have extraordinary issues. It is the passion that gives you the power you need, but it is the pain from which you have the conviction about it. If you had not been through some pains, you would not have the burning to do what you do.
Everything that happens, use it for your upliftment, learning, and growth. In the midst of it, ask, what can I learn from this? What can I get from this? How did I end up here? There's something for you in everything that happens to you for you to learn from that experience. Look at it, examine it, analyze it, dissect it, take it apart until it reveals itself to you. And then get what you need from that and move on. But everything that happens to you,
it's the decision to face possible failure. It's the decision to get up once you've failed. And it's the decision of what to learn when you fail. Do you learn that you're not good enough? Do you learn that you never should have tried? Or do you learn a lesson from the failure and get up and brush yourself off and remember that at the end of the day, you're going to go as far as you're willing to fight for, and that's it. And if you're willing to fight to go all the way, then you will go that far. You will set a new bar. You will define for people what is possible.
One of the things that you want to avoid is one of the erroneous zones I call procrastination, which is simply hoping and wishing and filling yourself with maybes and being bored and all of these kinds of things. If you sit around and hope and wish and say maybe over and over and over again in your life, then you are simply going to be a person who is using up the present moment to fill it with wishes rather than with action. Procrastination is nothing more than a typical way to keep yourself from taking action in your life. And I have found, we just moved into a new home not too long ago, and we had about 200 boxes that had to be broken up in the garage. And I looked at those boxes and I knew that nobody else was going to break them up but Daddy. This is Daddy's job. And every day I'd go in and I'd look at all of those boxes and I'd say, no, I really don't want to deal with that today, and I'd let that go. And then came the time when I, just a few days ago, when I went out there and I said, I'm just going to break up 5. I'll just do 5. And then if I do 5 every day for the next 3 weeks, I'll have them all broken up, and then I'll call them and they'll come and pick them up. Well, that's the key to eliminating procrastination, because as soon as I did 5, I said, well, I can do 5 more. And I came in about an hour and a half later and I had the entire job done. I have found that to be true with virtually everything in my life. If I can put it off and put it off and put it off, but just do one sentence and you got your letter written. Just sit down, and instead of telling yourself, I've got to write this long, long letter to my mother and I haven't written in a long time, you don't do that. You say, I think I'll just write 1 paragraph to her today. And then all of a sudden, the whole thing is done. Just one little action, one little step, and you have the whole thing corrected. In Hamlet, there's a line that says, refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, and the next more easy. For use almost can change the stamp of nature. That's so beautiful. For use almost can change the stamp of nature. You can change your very nature by just refraining, by just doing something in the moment. So whatever it is right now, as soon as this tape is over, and it'll be over in just a few minutes, as soon as it's over, whatever it is that you've been procrastinating about or thinking about doing but haven't gotten around to do it, just do an opening on it. Just start it. And you'll find that that simple little act is what gets you going. And it's always, and where does that come from? It doesn't come from acting. It comes from thinking. Thinking makes it so. So rid your life of hoping and wishing and saying maybe and all of those kinds of things. And instead, move beyond that and say, anything I can visualize in my mind, if I can get it there and hold it there, I can act upon it. So I will act upon it in the now, in the working unit of your life, now, today, this moment.